Picture this. You're standing on a chilly winter night in Tassie. You look up and suddenly the sky explodes into color. Glowing ribbons of green, pink, even flashes of fiery orange right above your head. This isn't Norway, it's not Iceland, it's happening right here in Australia. And just days ago, people from Hobart to New South Wales witnessed one of the brightest auroras in decades. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know why the heavens just lit up, where you can see it yourself, and how to capture the moment before it disappears into the night. And hey, before we dive in, smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss another mystery or spectacle in the Aussie sky. So, what's the Aurora Australis anyway? Locals call it the Southern Lights. Scientists call it a geomagnetic ballet, but honestly, most folks just stand there with jaws on the ground. It's the Southern Hemisphere's twin to the Aurora Borealis, caused by charged particles from the sun slamming into Earth's magnetic field. When they collide with oxygen and nitrogen atoms high up in the atmosphere, the sky literally glows. Green from oxygen at lower altitudes, reds and purples higher up. It's nature's own neon show. Now, here's the kicker. We're not talking about some rare phenomenon that happens once a lifetime. We're in the thick of the sun's 11-year solar cycle, the so-called solar maximum. And that means bigger solar storms, stronger geomagnetic activity, and more frequent auroras. Not just over Antarctica, but right across southern Australia. What happened in May 2025? It wasn't a fluke. It was part of something much bigger. On the night of 30th May 2025, the sky above Tasmania erupted. Locals in Hobart, Bruny Island, and even as far as Yass in New South Wales reported seeing dazzling curtains of light. Imagine standing on a quiet country road, seeing gum trees silhouetted in glowing green and pink streaks across the stars. One photographer near Mount Wellington captured a shot that went viral, a glowing arc of purple stretching across the horizon, brighter than anything seen since 2003. ABC News and community groups were flooded with images. People who'd never seen an aurora in their life were suddenly in tears, calling it otherworldly and the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And for Tassie locals, it was almost a reminder. Sometimes, you don't need to fly across the world for a miracle. It's right in your own backyard. All right, let's break down the science without frying your brain. When the sun throws a tantrum, what scientists call a coronal mass ejection or CME, it flings billions of tons of charged particles into space. Most miss us, but when one slams into Earth, that's when things get exciting. Our planet's magnetic field funnels those particles toward the poles, where they collide with the atmosphere. Think of it like dropping pebbles into water. Each splash sends ripples of color cascading across the sky. The Bureau of Meteorology here in Australia actually runs a space weather forecasting centre. They track the KP index. That's the scale used to measure geomagnetic activity. Anything above a 5, and you've got a solid shot of auroras reaching Aussie skies. So, when May's storm hit a KP of 7, mate, it was game on. So, where do you go if you want to see it yourself? Tasmania is the hotspot. Bruny Island, Cradle Mountain, and the summit of Kunanyi, Mount Wellington, are favourites for both photographers and locals. South Australia gets its fair share too. Spots along the Fleurieu Peninsula and Kangaroo Island. Even the southern tips of Victoria sometimes get a glimpse, especially around Apollo Bay or the Otways. The key is simple. You want dark skies, a clear southern horizon, and no city lights. Imagine standing at Goat Bluff in Tassie, waves crashing beneath you, stars above, and suddenly the sky shimmering like a cosmic curtain. That's the experience thousands of Aussies just had. Here's why everyone's talking about it now. We're at the peak of solar cycle 25. Every 11 years or so, the sun gets rowdy, with sunspots and flares firing off like fireworks. These storms have been so powerful that some scientists reckon this year's displays could rival the legendary auroras of 1859, the Carrington event. Back then, telegraph lines literally caught fire from the solar storm. Luckily, no iPhones were around to fry. But in 2025, the risk translates into opportunity. The stronger the solar activity, the further north the auroras can be seen. That's why folks in mainland Australia, not just Antarctica or Tassie, are suddenly catching the show. Personal stories make it even more magical. A couple from Hobart said their kids thought aliens had arrived, standing barefoot in their backyard at midnight, screaming with delight at the lights. In Yass, a farmer swore he'd never believed in auroras until his paddocks glowed pink and orange for half an hour. Photographers spoke about the eerie silence, how the world seemed to pause while the heavens danced. These aren't just pretty lights, they're experiences etched into memory, the kind people will tell their grandkids about. If you're keen to snap it yourself, here's how. Bring a sturdy tripod. Crank your ISO to around 1600, set your shutter speed between 10 and 20 seconds, and point south. A wide-angle lens is gold. Just let the sky do the talking. At the end of the day, the Aurora Australis is more than science, more than weather. It's a reminder that our world is alive, connected to the sun, to space, to forces way bigger than us. When the southern sky lights up, it's telling us the universe is active, unpredictable, and sometimes breathtakingly beautiful. For Aussies, it's a gift we rarely see. But when we do, it stops us in our tracks. And don't forget apps like My Aurora Forecast and Alerts. They'll ping you the moment activity spikes. One Tassie shooter reckons he missed the May 30th event by 10 minutes because he didn't check the alerts. Lesson learned, mate. And pro tip, your eyes need about 20 minutes in the dark to fully adjust, so don't ruin it by checking Insta every 2 seconds. And with solar maximum in full swing, we might just be in for more nights like this. So, if you've ever dreamed of seeing the southern lights, now's the time. Keep your eyes on the skies, check those forecasts, and maybe you'll be the next one to witness the heavens blaze. If you found this video fascinating, hit that like button right now. It really helps more people discover these stories. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next time the Aussie sky surprises us. And share this with a mate who needs a reason to look up tonight. Who knows? They might just thank you under a sky glowing green.